Remember when schizophrenics were fun? What an inventive bit of racism. Check out the cannons on that girl. Oh, Uncle Terry's had a few, hasn't he? Hello people, welcome back to The Steel Show. We've got our new studio. Look how cool this is. Look at this is amazing. 3 people were stabbed in a terrorist attack in London this week. This is what's going to happen because we aren't dealing with the mental health crisis now. Like, we aren't dealing with the mass psychosis in this country. When I was a kid, schizophrenics were fun. They'd be outside Sainsbury's, arguing with a lamppost and losing. There was a guy outside the Sainsbury's I used to go to as a school kid who had a massive face tattoo and a dog. And he would argue with everyone going by. School kid, old lady, dogs. I'd go to my dad like, what's wrong with that, man? And my dad would go, some people are fucked. And that was your introduction to mental health disorders. And that was a healthy society. There was just one schizophrenic per catchment area. The schizophrenic outlook on life is now mainstream thought. Like, you'd see a schizophrenic on the bus and they'll start just talking to themselves, go, the government are listening to us, the Jews run everything. Oh, I spoke to God and he told me everything and he's ordained me to lead the crusade. And you go, wow, that's mad. The crusade is starting on the 197 to Peckham, but it's got to start somewhere. And post-COVID, that's just normal. We all got locked inside, looked at our phones all day, listened to fitness influencers tell us not to take the vaccine while they were taking Chinese peptides. And now we're in mass psychosis. And you hear psychosis chat from the barista serving you at Costa. You're going, can I get a flat white, please? And as they're making it, they'll go, the government are funding mass migration to get rid of the white race. Would you be interested in a Costa card? And you go, no, Costa are tracking us. And they'll go, you stay woke, brother. We all need to get off our phones. This is what's going to happen because the algorithms are designed to just create divide at this point. And I know I say this while doing an online show. And look, I like looking at AI go through a divorce as much as the next man. But it's becoming unhinged. You can just be anti-Semitic online now. I have a guy who keeps commenting the painter was right on my reels. And I swear to God, at first, I thought he was talking about Banksy. Like, I genuinely would go, yeah, he's made some good statements over the years. But then he would keep commenting, and then it dawned on me, oh, he means like the naughty painter, Banksy's Warrior, the Austrian painter, not Damien Hirst exhibition. He's talking about the guy who took his art a little bit too far. This is just what the world is at. It's just crazy. Like, another act of terrorism this week that has hit the city of London. Pints are now hitting £10. The terrorists have won. Like, this is an act. This is British 9/11. You work 10 hours a day. You can't get back to the 6-person house share that you pay £1,300 a month because a lunatic has stabbed 4 people in the Northern Line. So what do? You take the edge off. You want to go for a pint with your pals, and a round is now going to cost 40 quid. Why wouldn't you join the Taliban? What is the incentive to not become a religious fundamentalist at the moment? Because everyone keeps talking about how Gen Z isn't drinking. They can't afford to. People acting like it's a generation who see their bodies as temples. They can't afford to ruin the temple. They vape like mad. They want to go get drunk. They can't. Why would you go out and drink when it's a tenner a pint? Beer isn't that good. It's just accessible. Martin Lewis, the money-saving expert, our GOAT, I swear to God, his next financial advice is going to be just save money by not going to the pub and immediately head to the afters in Brixton and do keys of MCAT. Jeremy Vine will go, thank you, Martin, that's excellent advice. Some good news has happened recently. We want to keep things a bit lighter on this show as the world is going dark. I think it's important. As a comedian, it's important we champion diverse voices, which is why I'm happy to say this year at the Edinburgh Fringe, The Steel Show is supporting a new female comic coming in, Amanda Knox. Amanda Knox was accused of murdering several people in Italy. There was a Netflix documentary about it. I mean, it is going to be great if on her poster it says, as seen on Netflix. But she has turned this lovely event into a comedy show. What I really like is at the Edinburgh Fringe, you don't always know who you're house sharing it with. You go pick the keys up, and there is going to be a comic who gets the keys to their flat, opens the door and walks in and find Amanda Knox has already taken the ensuite. Which, if that's the only thing that Amanda Knox does in that month, you would take. Like imagine going in there and being like, God, the rent on this place is murder, isn't it, Amanda? It's murder. Poor choice of words. She has to get nominated for Best Newcomer. And I feel, because there's this trope at the Edinburgh Fringe that what you do is you write a show and at the 45-minute mark, you do a sad bit, bring a bit of pathos, make it a bit more of a theatrical show. Amanda has the problem that we already know what the emotional bit's going to be at the 45-minute mark. She's not going to be able to be like, and then my dad died. No, it's going to be, then I was accused of killing my flatmate and her boyfriend by stabbing them 57 times. If she's on the free fringe, that would be great. Imagine her doing a bucket. You would have to leave money, wouldn't you? If someone's been accused of double homicide, it would take some balls to not at least put a tenner in that bucket. There was a guy in the open mic scene who it turned out was a paedophile. Everyone was like, well, I guess that's his career over. And then he said he wanted to do a run at the Edinburgh Fringe. He then subsequently found out no venue would take him, and that was quite a bad idea to do a 28-night run at the Pleasance about being a paedophile. I would have gone and seen that show, like watching him have to do his first 10 minutes of like stand up and be like, oh yeah, then by the way, I'm a paedophile. I'd have gone I'd have directed that show. Have the lights change and dim down to add a bit of gravitas. I think more people accused of murder should be doing the Edinburgh Fringe. We should have Michael Barrymore at the Fringe. He's got a little paddling pool on stage. The whole time he just avoids talking about it like he has done for most of his career. So within keeping with my favorite stories that I've seen this week, JP Morgan has been hit by storm. So this is Lorna Hajdini, an executive at JP Morgan. She was accused by a man working there of sexual misconduct, allegedly. This is what she's accused of. Hajdini then allegedly removed her shirt, began fondling her breasts, and then racially insulted Doe's wife, remarking, I bet your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons. Women don't say cannons. What woman do you know goes, check these cannons? That's something an uncle says to you at a wedding about one of the bridesmaids. He goes, oh, check out the cannons on that girl. And you go, oh, fucking hell, Uncle Terry's had a few, hasn't he? What woman makes you touch her tits and goes, check out these cannons? It's so... Women don't talk about their breasts like they're a battleship. I mean, I don't know. I've not been out with any CEOs of, or whatever she is, at JP Morgan. It's a very stressful, high-powered job. So maybe the terminology you use is that of Admiral Nelson when battling the Spanish Armada, a Spanish fleet. Who knows? Doe claims she then forcibly removed his pants and performed oral sex on him against his will. Okay. He continued to protest, and as it began, the complaint, she then repeatedly reminded him that she owned him and that she controlled his promotion and bonus, which he understood as a threat, and that she would block if if he refused. Now, if I was getting SA'd, I don't think the first thing that would be on my mind would be my promotion. I don't think as that was go on, I'd go, oh, this is really gonna come up on my report and affect me getting that managerial position. Twice Doe claims that Hajdini propositioned him for oral sex in the office, on one occasion asking, birthday BJ for the brown boy, my little brown boy. She's got a way with words, this woman. The reason we're laughing at this story and it's funny, it's then come to light, it seems none of this happened, which is going to come to a shock to many people. Sharia Rana, the guy who's come up with this, it turns out he's put this into Chat GPT and has asked, what would sexual misconduct with my boss look like? Which, shout out to Chat GPT for calling someone's Asian wife a fish head. Straight from Peter Thiel's mouth. They want me to explain the fish head thing because they're saying not many people will understand. I don't really understand it. I don't think anyone understands why she's called his wife a fish head. This does go on the side to why it might be it's like Chat GPT trying to be racist. It knows it can't use an actual slur. If someone calls your wife, your Asian wife, to then call her fish head, like she's Admiral Akbar out of Star Wars. What an inventive bit of racism. Maybe that's what Albanians say, but I don't know much about Albanian racism. I'm not sure that that's an the fish heads. Like is that what they say? Shout out to this guy who is just decided the best people to go to war with is the powerhouse of JP Morgan, who I believe have just spent $1 billion building a massive building in New York. And Rana has looked at that and gone, yeah, I can take these guys to the cleaners. Let me just quickly Chat GPT, what would sexual assault at the office look like? It's a fun story. There's not many fun stories about people being assaulted at work. So it's nice to see we had the Epsom scandal the other week. Shout out to that woman, by the way, who now it looks like that didn't happen. That's what people need to do. That shows the difference in how male and female SA is spoken about. Because there was like people waving flags outside Epsom when there was a report where the police were like, we don't have any evidence that this has happened. And then when it happens to a guy at JP Morgan, everyone's kind of like, this is kind of funny. How good would it have been if people started taking flags down outside JP Morgan, just waving England flags? You leave that man and his fishhead wife alone. Apparently, they had like way more applicants to JP Morgan now after it turned out the woman was hot, which is so funny, which just showed the psyche of men, that it turns out like a woman could have potentially sexually assaulted someone, and men are like, I want to work there. And they're like, why do you want a job at JP Morgan? I've always been a fan of economics. Sell me this pen. Well, do you want to sign those massive cannons? You're going to need this pen. What a fucking Christmas party that's going to be this year. Everyone having a few glasses of wine. I'm telling you, she has got cannons. HR have their fucking day cut out for them here, don't they? Hey, Gary, we heard what you said at the Christmas party about the cannons. We're gonna need a meeting with you. It's gonna be in 7 weeks' time because we are inundated with multiple people who have made the same comment. Some people don't even work here. Even the guy who delivers the mail, we've got to have a chat with him. So this has been the Steel Show. Like, subscribe, and if you see me working at JP Morgan, don't worry about it.